the made field goal. He'll send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. Yeah, and he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, all in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some.
He rifles one that's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Check the backer, check the backer.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st down, it's Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Faking the give. Now Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Watch the edge.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know you feel that.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. And this one is right down the middle. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the post.
Check. Fresno.
They'll run on 1st down. McFarland, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
On 2nd and 11 now, Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 23 yards the pickup there. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Quarter. Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey, echo. 3 down.
Now Roethlisberger. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. McFarland, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
40. White 80. Mike, 49. Alert. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Check. Hot route. Hot. Knickers. 49's the Mike. 49's the Mike. 1, 2, 3.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19.
Mike, 53. Mike. You good? Check me out. Check 52. Check 4.
On 1st down, McFarland. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. Muscles him off. Now a hit and a loose football.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Off of play action, it's Watson. Open man here, Neil Sterling, the tight end. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Watch the run. Good socks, baby. That's baby socks.
49, guys. Mike, 49. You go, night. 50. Night. Kill. Go. Turn it out. Switch. 49.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 24 yards.
Black 20, middle.
Get in the weight room. Check. Watch the ship.
Double bump.
Hey, watch the ship.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Check 31. Out.
Now it's Roethlisberger.
Check. Lucky. Kill.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Looking to throw on second down. Watson, he goes full extension, and he's got it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Set. T. Mike 5-5. Hey, check.
The final shot before the break. Watson flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That's going to be caught. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So now with the late touchdown, not only will they take the lead to the locker room, but they'll try and add 2 more here. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Get ready.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw is Watson. This is caught. It's Cooks. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. Second down. Watson off play action. Under a heavy rush and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Give the tackle there to Keon Crossan.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Blue 30, show that bench release and go. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
From just shy of midfield, Roethlisberger, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. J.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
Let's go. You're all mine.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They run the counter. McFarland. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
I'm going to run you over.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And the former Rice Al Boswell puts this one through in his return to Houston. And that cuts the lead down to just 3, 20 to 17. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Mike, 5-5.
From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Middle, 53, check 53. You don't want.
Roethlisberger. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll run for it with Pollard. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Fighting through pressure. Incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Watson. That's complete to Sterling. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, Pollard. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Gonna run again here with Pollard. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that's complete to Cooks. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Run for Pollard. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Steelers.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. Here's Pollard again. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Now Pollard, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Quit talking about it and bring it. Let him go.
Here's Pollard. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. This is caught. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. They were looking for Johnson that time.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
And that kneeled down a little extra sweet. You get the win, and you knock out somebody's perfect season.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because it's not a championship game yet, but the team that's undefeated feels like a champion. So you've won a little bit extra in this one. Yeah, they've got to feel great about taking a knee here.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it wasn't really always pretty.